Hi, Pep. Good afternoon. I guess we start with the classic injury question. How is the squad looking ahead of the weekend?
The same like the previous game. Sergio, Kevin, and Nathan not available. The rest fit.
Would you say this is your best chance to beat Liverpool, given City haven't won there since 2003? They're obviously very hit with injuries. You're carrying very good form into the game. Is this your best chance?
The game is for tomorrow to win and 3 points. It's not how many years, how many centuries, and so on. So it's another football game from the 38 games in the Premier League. It's one more.
How much does it? Sorry, just one more. Sorry. How much of a say does this game have in a title race? Andrew Robertson claimed that Liverpool weren't in a title race anymore after their defeat to Brighton. You are 7 points clear of them. It could be 10 by Sunday night.
I don't make predictions about the future because I don't know. I don't know about my team. Imagine for the teams for the other teams. So I'm so good, but not to anticipate the future. Still, I don't have this ability. Maybe in the future I will get it, but right now I'm not good enough. So, but just seeing the perspective that 16-6-0 days ago, we were 12 in the table, and now we are first. Now we are first. So we can be continuing first on being relegated for a lower position. So, I'm not more than concerned than Liverpool game, and the rest I cannot give you an answer.
Thank you, Mike. Next up, we go to Nate Williams.
Hi, Pep. Can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Hi, Pep. Is it harder facing Liverpool this year because their lineup is so unpredictable with the amount of injuries they've had?
Always is difficult. Liverpool is a top club, top history, top players, top manager, backroom staff. So always difficult.
Thank you, Nate. Next, we go to Simon Stone. Simon.
Yeah. Hi, Pep. Jurgen Klopp, I don't know if he was being deliberately mischievous or whether he was misinformed, but he said that you'd had 2 weeks off because of COVID, which clearly is incorrect. But do you think that game being called off at Everton is going to keep getting used against you as a kind of break when nobody else had one?
Made a mistake. It was 2 months off or 3 months. No, 4. 4 months we have off. That's why we are in top form right now. Jurgen has to see the calendar again. So we have COVID. We have 1 week, and we play with 14 players in Stamford Bridge. But maybe I'm wrong, and it's not 2 weeks. It's 3 weeks and 4 weeks. Tomorrow, when I see Jurgen, I will say to him how many weeks or days we were off.
Are you bothered that people will use that against you, though?
No, but I'm surprised. I thought Jurgen was not the type of manager like another one. It's not usual to do it, so I didn't expect that comment. But maybe it was a misunderstanding for him. If he see the calendar again, he will realize it was not 2 weeks. It was 2 months.
Okay, next we go to Jamie Weir. Jamie.
Good afternoon, Pep. Sorry, can I just very quickly pick you up on something? You said it was just Sergio and Nathan that are injured. I take it Kevin as well. Speaking of Kevin, I think a lot of people might thought you would really miss him. How pleased have you been with the likes of Ilkay Gundogan and Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva taking on his responsibilities?
They have to. So the reason why we won a lot of titles and domestic titles in 1 season, 2 seasons, and a lot of titles is because everybody is important. We cannot achieve big issues, big prices. We cannot just with 11, 12, 13 players for a long time like we have done. So I know how the teams after win they drop. We were still there. We are still in there, and it's because they have many players. Saying that, we miss Sergio, we miss Kevin, we miss all the players. So come back, Nathan, come back as soon as possible.
It's back-to-back defeats, obviously, for Liverpool at home, and they haven't scored in 6.5 hours or something like that at Anfield. Has Anfield become a less intimidating place to visit?
It always is an incredible top team. Remains a top squad. They know the process, the skills. They know the methodology, the routines they do, offensively, defensively. No change. They are aggressive. Tomorrow will be more aggressive than ever. I'm pretty sure. They rest real well after the game against Brighton, and they recover these 2 weeks off, and they will be ready.
Do you still consider them your main title rivals?
Is one of them, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of points to play. A lot of points. From my experience in January, there is not team like is off of the title race, and no team is already champion. So and I think this season, how many leaders were in one single season, and how many changes up and downs for all the clubs, so can happen again. So just it's focus what you have to do tomorrow, and after that Swansea, and after Swansea Tottenham, and this is the best way to approach.
Thank you, Jamie. Next we go to James Savunda.
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Pep, this method of taking one game at a time seems to be working really well for you, but do you accept that this game is bigger than most, considering the implications and what could happen if you do get a victory on Sunday?
I'm going to confess you something. One game at a time since 2007 or 8 when I started to be a manager. So it's not surprise, it's not news. And I think it's the same points that Sheffield or Barley, the last games we played, the same ones. They don't give us 5 points or 6 or 7 or 8. Of course, it's important for the quality for the opponent. Of course, we can win points that they cannot win it, but it's 3 points, no more than that. It's not a no-catch game, it's not cup, it's not it's Carabao Cup, it's not Champions League. So 3 more points.
Thank you, James. Next, we go to Paul Hurst.
Hi, Pep. Ilkay's been getting a lot of praise recently. Obviously, you managed against him when you were at Bayern Munich. What memories do you have of playing against him when he played against Dortmund, when you played against Dortmund, and how was he developed as a player since then?
I did man-to-man to Gundogan when I played against him.
Managed against him, then.
Nice. I think it's a good question for him, but I think he was already the player that he is. I think maybe better just for the experience that he has, but the quality, the experience, the personality. So he took a penalty in the final of the Champions League against Bayern Munich. He took the responsibility to take it. So when that's happened, it shows the personality. After the quality he has, can play. He's so intelligent and so clever, apart the skills. And I admire one player when one player is intelligent. Intelligence means solve the problem, solve the actions differently every second during the game, solve it properly. And might be solved when you are intelligent. And he is. That's why he's a top class player.
Thank you, Paul. Next we go to Jack Gorn. Jack.
Hi, Pep. Just going back to the how long you've had as a break or not had as a break, do you think people have forgotten that you didn't actually have a pre-season?
Of course, forgot it. We don't forget it. We didn't forget it, but they forgot it, of course.
How difficult? I know we've spoken about it before, but how difficult was that time for you as a manager?
A challenge. Never thought it was easy in this world, so we cannot complain when all around the world the people are suffering much more than us. When the people are, it's freezing in the game. Yeah, it's freezing. It's not freezing. Freezing is when the people are suffering. We are incredibly fortunate and lucky. So when it's happened, it's happened. When we have a lot of cases COVID in the beginning and injuries, when we had COVID before the Everton game, so we said it's where it is. 14 players, we go there. But it happened to us, and it happened to Newcastle, and it happened to Atletico Madrid right now. In the past, it happened all the clubs around the world because everything happened. It's just to don't look back and say what's next and how many players we have. Prepare good the game and do it. And when we're going to win, continue. When to lose, continue. It's the only way I've done all my career.
Next we go to Anita Jones. Hi, Anita.
Hi, afternoon, Pep.
Hi.
I know you've repeatedly said that your approach is one game at a time. You have mentioned just earlier that Liverpool are one of your main rivals. Psychologically, what would it mean were you to get the 3 points and be 10 points ahead of them at this stage in the season?
Of course, will be important. Will be. I cannot deny it. So when you beat Liverpool or United or Chelsea or Tottenham or Leicester or Arsenal or Barley, scores are important. Is important. So important to beat them. When I want to see is my team going to Anfield for yes or yes to win the game, like we have done since the day one we are together, and we had not exceptional results there, but we make a good performance at different circumstances that sometimes we were not able to win, but that is what I do. So go there to try to win the game, not to draw, to win the game. That is going to try to do tomorrow, knowing the quality of the last champion of the Premier League and the team that they have. So no more than that.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
James Ducker.
Pep, just given the sort of mutual respect and admiration you and Jurgen have for each other, do you know why he would come out with such a lazy, incorrect statement as that about the break?
I would tell him. I would tell him tomorrow.
So I mean, you're irritated enough by it that you will actually raise it.
No, I'm not irritated enough. I didn't expect it from him. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, and it will just be resolved obviously with a conversation between the two of you.
No, I would. He knows it's not true. Come on. We were not, nobody in the Premier League have today 2 weeks off. Nobody knows it. But some of the kind of situation do it for the purpose, but I didn't expect he would do it. Yeah. I thought he's not the type of guy, but if he did it, okay, did it, welcome. Maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. Can I just ask, just on Cancelo, Pep, I know you've been talking about him in recent weeks, but how hard as a fullback is it to do what he is doing at the moment? How fit do you have to be to pull that off? And did you envisage that role for him last year, but perhaps not have the defensive foundations to quite achieve it?
But when we buy a player like Joao, you think, okay, he's going to play like a fullback wide. But after you start to training with him, you start to know him, you have to talk to him, you have to, the needs of the way you want to play, or for many reasons. Like example with Alexander Zinchenko, Fabian Delph were playing this position incredible well. The first Premier League, Fabian was key point to play the way we played. It was so important. And you start to see, the movements he does or he has, or the movements he's doing or whatever. So maybe he can do it. And after, just to prove it, to try it. And after the skills settle good in the way we are asking for. And he's open to do it, knowing that maybe it's difficult for him, or maybe you have time, no problem at all, they would do it. And he has the skills to play as a winger for me. For me, it's a player can play as a winger completely, but has a quality to play in the middle as well. Still has to improve, but it's no problem. So what I ask him for him and all the players is play simple. So sometimes he make a mistakes because he want to complicate the action. But the greatest players ever, the biggest quality is how simple they do the simple things. We admire the top players to do an incredible, exceptional things. It's completely the opposite. It's because they do perfectly what every action require. And sometimes it's one touch, sometimes it's a dribble, sometimes it's pass left, pass right, sometimes, but every control and every pass is in the right tempo, in the right moment, in the right direction. This is the reason why they are an exceptional players. And sometimes I am angry with them, with the players, because the simple things they do improperly when I know they can do it. And that is the only thing I'm talking. But I think Joao can do it, because what I ask them is not complicated. It's easy. Play football is easy if you play simple. And yeah, we are waiting and fighting for this.